Hello everybody. My name is Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about my pink princess. I'm giving an update on my propagation, where it's at, how it's grown, and how I have cared for it to get it to the point where it's at. And yeah, so let's do this. First and foremost, I got this cutting back in November and it's currently March. It was a fresh unrooted cutting that I had got like fresh from somebody's plant that they had cut up. It had an aerial root on it and I was not sure how I was going to do, but I was determined. So I stuck with what I knew. If you watched my propagation video that I had posted a couple months back, I had put it in water because I had been a little nervous to work with moss at first. And also in that video, I hadn't even realized, I thought it was a root, but there was in fact a growth point that had already emerged. So from the time I got it in November, it took about 4 weeks for roots to start emerging like out of the plant completely. And then somewhere between the 5 and 6 week period, then the new growth point had emerged. So it took roughly about 6 weeks for it to root and have a new growth point emerge out of it. So from that point, I moved it to moss and perlite. I used orchid moss from Lowe's and just like some regular perlite. It was what somebody recommended to me on Instagram and what they used for their pink princess cuttings, and they had really great success with them rooting in that. So I moved it into there and into my greenhouse, which we're going to go over the care at the end and its environment. So from that point, it took about 2 weeks for that first leaf to really like come out, unfurl, and harden off. Obviously the first leaf of a new growth on a plant is always a little like weird and wonky shaped, so you'll see that little just tiny leaf that it put out, but it was pretty pink and splashy, so I was really excited. And then from there, it was another about 2 weeks until I got another leaf. That one was clearly a lot bigger. It was already, the leaf was kind of like sticking out immediately when that other one hardened off, but until it like fully came out of the husk and then started unfurling was like a 2 week period. And from there, like while it was unfurling, it started forming a new leaf, and that one only took about 5 days after it unfurled to shoot out another leaf, which is where we're at now. This is the leaf that it just put out. Oh, it's really hard to tell on the camera how like pink it is. The leaf is very pink, so you know, that could be problematic. Might have to cut back on some of its light source right now because we don't want it to get too pink, because as we know, too much variegation means the death of some plants. So either way, it has been doing fantastic. I am so happy with how this plant has turned out. It has just been beautiful to watch grow, and I just love like this like splashy variegation. I always joke it's my like pink constellation but I do love this one. So for care, it sits in my IKEA greenhouse, which is a controlled environment. So it's between about 70 and 80% humidity and about 75 and 80 degrees like at all times, Fahrenheit. And so that has been working for it obviously really well. I feel like the leaves have been getting pretty large for it being new growth. I've seen some people's leaves are really tiny when they get a new growth, but considering that I grew this plant through the winter, I'm pretty impressed with how it's turned out. And for watering, I water the moss only when it's dry, which is about every 5 days, but it is kind of humid in the case, so sometimes it doesn't dry out as fast. But other than that, I mean, it has been drinking because it's growing. I did get 2 more cuttings, so I'm gonna try again and see if I can get these 2 to be as beautiful as this one is. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions or even care tips for me, if you've grown other pink princesses, please comment down below and let me know. And also, if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram at Plantlandia. I'm pretty active on there. A lot of pink princess updates on my story a lot of the time because I do love this plant so much. But that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching this little update, and I will see you guys next time.